Hey guys, welcome back to Pawpaw Storytime. Sunday afternoon. Always feel so on the spot and prepared right when I hit record. Yeah, so we got some good stuff to read. I read through some of it. Some of it's pretty good, and the stuff I read that I wrote in the description, pretty important stuff. I guess we need to start off with we need to roll for next week's story, right? Can I borrow this, Daniel? All right. We're going to roll 3 dice. I think we're in row 2, slot A this week. So, set my water down over here. And we have, you guys see that? A 6, 4, and a 2. That is 12. So we're going to go over here to number 12. And we're in slot A, row 2. It's the Behave books, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is called A Children's Book About Being Wasteful. It's from the Help Me Be Good series. We haven't read one of these for a while. So we'll stick that over here and it'll be ready for next week. And then we're going to put this back over here. And we'll get started on this week. Does it look crooked? I can't tell. Okay. Alright, there we go. Put the dice up. Thanks, Daniel Tiger. Alright. Now, we'll write that in afterwards. We're going to open with A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the poetry of Mr. Rogers. And this is called You Are Special. You are my friend, you are special. You are my friend, you're special to me. You're the only one like you. Like you, my friend, I like you. In the daytime, in the nighttime, any time that you feels the right time. For a friendship with me, you see, F-R-I-E-N-D. F-R-I-E-N-D. Special. You are my friend, you're special to me. There's only one in this wonderful world. You are special. Pretty good. No pictures in that one, but stick this back over so we can get back in the rotation. And we're reading one of the 5-minute stories from the Batman 5-Minute Stories book. And there's 3 stories in it. The content says Birds of a Feather, there's Night of the Ninjas, and Batcave Battle. And we're doing the first one. It's called Birds of a Feather. Starts off, Batman is the Dark Knight. As the young heir to the Wayne fortune, Bruce Wayne vowed to fight crime and injustice in Gotham City. He trained his body and mind to the peak of perfection and became Batman to frighten criminals. Armed with high-tech gadgets and powerful vehicles, Batman is known as the world's greatest detective. Along with his allies, Batman keeps Gotham City and the world safe from petty criminals and supervillains alike. Birds of a Feather. Valuable items were being stolen from people's homes all over Gotham City. At the location of each crime, Batman, the world's greatest detective, found a bird feather. This can't be a coincidence, he said, examining the latest feather. Later, Bruce Wayne, Batman's alter ego, studied the clues in his private lab at his home, Wayne Manor. His butler, Alfred, brought news reports to his attention. It seemed that birds all over the city weren't following their natural habits. Some were even missing. Interesting, said Bruce Wayne, rubbing his chin in thought. I wonder if one of my old foes is up to no good. This sounds like the work of the... Suddenly an alarm sounded. Bruce Wayne and Alfred raced upstairs. Through a broken window they saw Through a broken window they saw a large vulture flying away with an umbrella full of valuables in its talons. "It got my cell phone," Wayne said, "but luckily all my tech has tracking devices. Following that bird will be easy for Batman." Bruce Wayne headed down the secret staircase that led to the Batcave. "Alfred, warm up the Batplane. I think I'm going to need a bird's eye view to solve this mystery." "Right away, sir," Alfred replied. Within minutes, Batman was roaring through the sky over Gotham City. The tracker was working perfectly. Not that he needed it. It wasn't difficult to see where he needed to go. There were several birds circling a skyscraper, and more of them were coming from all directions. Each had an umbrella full of stolen items. As the birds landed, they crawled through a skylight that led to the Iceberg Lounge, hangout of notorious gangster, the Penguin. Batman slipped through the same skylight. He followed the sounds of birds squawking and chirping, and quickly located the cause of the current crime wave. "Penguin, just as I suspected," Batman said when he came face to face with the gangster. "Who else would be behind such a foul crime?" the villain replied with a laugh. "There's almost no place I can't get to with my fine feathered friends." "Tweet!" The Penguin blew a whistle and the birds attacked Batman. "I've trained them to work for me," said the villain. "I'm pretty sure it won't take much to convince them that you're a bad boss," Batman replied, pulling a batarang from his utility belt. The hero hurled the batarang at a fire alarm. That set off the sprinklers, which showered the birds with cold water. The shock freed the birds from the Penguin's control, and they flew toward the open skylight to freedom. "Now it's your turn," Batman said, tackling the villain. "I'm not quite so easy to cage, Batman," the Penguin snarled. He flipped a switch on his umbrella and it turned into a rocket, which shot him out of the Caped Crusader's reach. Batman pulled a freeze grenade from his utility belt, activated it with a touch of his thumb, and hurled it into the air. Poof! The grenade went off, showering the flying felon with frost. Batman called the authorities. Commissioner Gordon and the police arrived a few minutes later and found the Penguin already put on ice. "Thanks to you, Batman," said the commissioner. We not only have the Penguin, but we also have enough evidence to put him in a jail cell for a long time. He's the only bird I know of that shouldn't fly free," Batman replied. The end. Need to make a bookmark. So next time we grab this book out of there, it'll be Night of the Ninjas. All right, stick that off over here too. And our closing reading today is from Words to Live By. Right? This one I read through earlier, and this one's a real good one. It says, it's on page 18, The Larger Aim by Nathan M. Pusey, president of Harvard University. "It is essential that we enable young people to see themselves as participants in one of the most exciting eras in history, to have a sense of purpose in relation to it." That was from the Rockefeller Report on Education. And some of these are pretty old readings. He wrote, "Not long ago I was disturbed to read a newspaper report of a student's speech maintained that today's college senior views his education simply as a means towards a better paying job, more security, social position. If there are students who seriously believe this, then it seems to me like they have missed the main point of college or indeed of being alive, and that we are in for trouble. The true liberal education has larger aims than just cramming its students with facts in order to teach them how to earn a living. First, it must help each student to find himself as an individual. Then, it must help him to lose himself in interests, causes, and ideas larger and more enduring than he is. America has no need for a race of young people fitted to that same pattern, content to sit back and enjoy what has been called a prosperous conformity. But our country will always have room for imaginative, reasonable, and responsible men and women, and it desperately needs the informed and the truly creative among its young people. I believe the teacher's mission is to help every young person in his care grow into the broadest, deepest, most vital person possible. And in fulfilling himself, the student will, I am convinced, arrive at moments of heightened insight, when he sees more clearly than ever before what the world is about and how he can fit into it creatively and significantly. Viewed this way, a college education suddenly takes on new meaning, and so do the staggering estimates of college enrollment. Instead of a frightening prospect of millions of young people solely concerned with the scramble for better jobs, we can look forward confidently to a challenging tomorrow when millions of young Americans turn to college because they want to realize their full capacity as human beings, to find major pleasure in learning, to live richly and responsibly, and to do their part to help create a better world. I'm going to save that one. I print that out and hang it on my wall. And although he's kind of pressing for college here, I think any kind of higher education, high school, trade schools, vocational stuff, it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't have to be college. Anything that you can put your mind to, anybody can do the same old stuff. Put yourself out there. And yeah, it's kind of what I was writing about in the description too. The more that you have access to, like I said, the best advice I can give you is to be well informed, and he literally just said that. It is probably the most important thing that you can do. Now, out of all that information of being well informed, you get to choose, take your pick of all different kinds of stuff, things that you want to work hard towards. Let me put that back over here. I think that's it, guys. I think we can probably do the weekend song real quick. Oh man, I'm tired. Gotta go back to work tomorrow already. The weekend song. I'll be back when the week is new, and I'll bring more ideas. I'll bring more stories for you, and you'll have things you want to do, and I will too. I'll think of you when I'm not here, 'cause thinking of people makes them seem near. The friends who know you love you cheerfully, and I do too. I do have a card. The card says, what's the hardest part about going to school? What's the hardest part about going to school? I wrote, school-aged Sean would probably say boredom or getting up early, hard work, etc., etc. What I think now, the hardest part was the not understanding how important all parts of going to school were going to be for my being a good, hardworking adult. It helps me with all kinds of stuff besides just the stuff that you learn. The social, you learn social things in school as well. Just viewing it as the next step instead of something that I thought that had to be done. What about you? What do you think the hardest part about going to school is? I also wrote, I forgot I wrote on the back of it, social skills, being responsible and accountable in a body of my peers. That's part of that, the social parts that you get from going to school. Plus, a lot of what is taught is more important to me every day. Not everything, but a lot. Take the good with the unnecessary. Learn as much as you can. I'm going to put the card back in here. And that's it, guys. Remember that I love you for being exactly who you're supposed to be, and you're the only one that gets to decide that. Now or future you, like I wrote in the description. And remember that our minds, just like our books, work better when they're open. It's important. And I guess that's it, guys. I love you. I'll see you next week.